I'll return that with another hot take. I think Revenge of the Dreamers 3 is a classic album. How do we feel about that?
I think if you're talking to someone who's just speaking purely on what they love and what they think, then yeah. But I think if
Objectively.
I think if you're just speaking, yeah, I think no, I think it's definitely going to stay a hot take because I don't think anybody's gonna. They're gonna be like, "Do you not understand the requirements of a classic
Yeah.
album?" But like it, there's, I think it's one of the best collaborative albums of all time. I
I
don't.
just think the moment of hip hop it was, what a cool idea to send out all those flyers that say like Saba was invited to this and Smino's invited
Yeah.
to this.
No. Yeah.
And documentary, I think it's inspired other artists to come together. I mean, a bunch of artists from Twitter came together to make their own tape and never came out.
Oh yeah.
That was
I
a
think.
thing.
Yeah. I think it's a moment in hip hop history for sure.
Okay. Maybe
I
I'm like adding to the classicness because it was a moment. That's like
we could
my
say a classic moment.
okay.
I'd say so. I mean, the influence that it did, yeah. I think it brought. I wouldn't say it brought a lot of mainstream influence, but it definitely
That's
brought a
fair.
lot of deep. Like things changed a little bit because of it, and nobody noticed the change, but they all were affected by it. You know what I mean? I think it's one of those.
Yeah. At this point, I don't remember what artists like. I don't know the level the artists were at that moment because I love so many of them so much now. So I don't know how big 2019, like how big Smino was and how big. I mean, Saba had Care for Me Out, like Deontay Hitchcock, Reese, like all these people. I'm not sure. That could have been a huge moment for them. Kind of blanking
Yeah,
on what
yeah.
their level was at.
No. I think a lot of people were introduced to a lot of people that they didn't realize were that nice.
Yeah,
I know I was. I was definitely sitting there just I wouldn't even know who half them were, but I would like their verses. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
But like, especially with Deontay Hitchcock, that definitely introduced me to him, and I was like,
That yeah, best could be the best verse in the entire album. The one on blanking in the song, but I think
y-
it's one of my favorite verses ever. It's like beautiful.
yeah, it that, and I feel like as soon as that album came out, and then I'd go on Twitter, and then you just see more of him, and then also his
Hmm.
like charisma and personality on Twitter really makes him like a likable
Yeah,
person. You know what I mean? He's very tapped
yeah.
in with everybody.
Well, this next section is a couple hot takes from you, a little fight from you on your end. I
Oh,
pulled
let's
up
hear it.
some Blvff hot takes. Some of these from
Yes.
years ago. Number one, Lil Dicky could be top 10 if he tried.
Oh, dude, we're going down the dark path, dude. I still think that's true because
Not mad at
that
it. I don't know if I don't
it's.
like top 10, but I'm not. Explain yourself.
I don't think if he kept doing comedy,
Yeah.
he'd ever be top 10 because it just wouldn't ever be able to take it seriously. But I do think that he has the technical ability and the voice when because I mean, if you hear like "How Can You Sleep" or something like that,
Yeah.
like one of his songs where he's like just rapping.
Uh,
And maybe there's rappers that put in some funny lines every once in a while, but like he does it so much that it's just clearly like a gag.
I feel
If
like you
he
heard.
didn't do that,
I feel like you heard Russell Westbrook on the farm when you tweeted that, and you're like, yeah, this guy can
no,
spit.
dude, that might be around the same time because dude, like he's not like an idiot. Like he knows what he's
Yeah.
doing, and he's a good writer just in general. So
Mhm.
I think if it's like a huge hypothetical because it'll never happen. But if
Yeah.
he decided to say, you know what, I'm just going to make a straight rap project. I'm gonna get all the best producers I know, and just write my heart away. Like if his show failed, and the only way it would happen is if his show failed, his life sucked, and everything was taken from him, and he
Yeah.
was just like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna be a real person now." But I do think that it's possible. He could be if he tried. If he wanted to be the top 10, I don't see why not. He had a
um,
little run.
he did, and I mean, he even though his hit songs are joke songs, they're still catchy. And like, Save That Money, you can play unironically. And
Again,
in college,
yeah,
Freaky Friday is played at every party. Like the remix to it, it was played
dude,
a lot.
everywhere, dude, and that's like maybe like his like third to last good song. Like it's like not even like a really. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but like because it's overplayed that much. But like he could have done it, but I
Yeah.
don't want to stand on. I don't want to. I'm not going to die on the hill,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying that he could have done it.
Number 2. If It's a Boy, which is teased to be J. Cole's next album, if he actually goes in order of the graphic that will be thrown up during this conversation. If It's a Boy is a Kill Edwards project, it could be J. Cole's best project. Because a
Oh
lot of
man,
people don't like Kill Edward for no reason. They love when Kendrick does voices, but they hate when Cole does voices.
makes no sense to me because I thought it was like, um, not generation defined. I thought it was like he started doing that like the pitch effect, like formant. He like formanted
Yeah.
his voice, and I thought it was the coolest shit. And I thought he sounded good. And I like when he does like his little
I
melodies
got
and stuff.
thoughts, got control in my heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So, it's been a long time since I
Yeah.
found. Yeah, dude. Like, that was some of my favorite. The ones that Kill Edward are on are some of my favorite songs
Yeah.
off that project. And before that project, I don't know if it was before or whatever. He had a
dropped a
song that
song.
released as Kill Edward. What the fuck? What song was that called?
I remember it
But
coming out. I don't remember what it was called.
it's like just a little something or just a little something. And it was just beautiful. I listened to that song a million times. Like it was so good. And I think if he does the Kill Edward project, the topics that he was saying in that whole like when he would do it, it's gotta be the one. It's gonna. For Your Eyes Only is my favorite Cole album. So
It's the correct choice.
I'm
the correct choice.
I'm in that club. Like I love.
I am I am in
know.
that club, but I played 2014 at the gym last week, and I was like, I don't know if I believe in this take anymore.
You know what? It's just The Office versus Parks and Rec at this point. You know what I mean? It's just like
great comp.
Once you listen to For Your Eyes Only through, you're just like it's For Your Eyes Only, and then you watch you listen to 2014, you're like it's 2014. But I think For Your Eyes got way more like hate. They're like it's boring, it's fucking blah blah blah. It wasn't as like commercially sounded, but the production and just like
It's amazing.
it also has like some of the rawest mixing of it. It just sounds very not that much going on, but like authentic, like that whole era, the Everybody Dies era, like what.
That's one of his best verses ever.
Dude,
I can rap that whole
that's-
song.
yeah.
Oh my lord,
Dude,
I love Everybody Dies.
I would listen to those two back and forth like on repeat for like a whole week straight because I was just like, how did this man make this? And it's
Like,
not even
His
that
flow at the end,
technical.
like revenue I'm getting, try to reminiscing days and it couldn't be. It was meant to be. Then it's like that flow is so amazing.
Dude, and it just his charisma while doing it, and just that rapping on Waves with Joey Badass, like on the Joey Badass track,
Yeah.
like it's just like, dude, this is just beautiful. It's just, I love that era, that For Your Eyes Only era. That was just like, that's what I want to get. That's why I think It's a Boy will do that for me.
Yeah. I think Cole always comes through with the rollouts of his albums. I think he's so skilled at that. So they always release a documentary before an album, which I think is the dopest thing. I love the For Your Eyes Only documentary. And the cool thing about music is, for me, I don't have a kid, obviously. And my brother's actually having a kid this summer. And I told him, please listen to this album after you have a kid, because I'm curious if it hits you. It has to hit you harder if you're listening to She's Mine Part 2. Like, I already think it hits hard emotionally. When I actually have a kid, it's gonna be like, whoa,
dude.
I just think most people couldn't relate to that who are young fans. So like, fuck folding clothes. I don't even have a girlfriend. I'm down to listen. I love folding clothes.
Dude, I'm in that club that's not the best song on the album, but it's made the album just that more complete to me. I feel like it needed that song, and people hated that song, but like he knows it, and he's even commented on it and like other lyrics. Made it songs, but I didn't want to go there. But I just that song emotionally, I like watching reactions to that album because I know I want to see people get as emotional as
John Denton, I think,
feel.
might have cried when he watched it. Shout out to John.
Yeah, like it's so good. And there's another.
Well, I think Change and For Your Eyes Only are debatably his two best songs of all time. Change is my favorite song by Cole ever. And
I think I listen to Change the most, but every time For Your Eyes Only comes on, it does the same thing to me as Immortal Technique, where it's like you turn it on and you're like, I don't know if I want to do this to myself.
Yeah, 7 minutes long.
And then you just don't say a word the whole time. It just shuts everybody the fuck up.
He's the one. If you're a Cole hater and you listen to this, I don't even touch grass.
Dude, you could just I don't even care if you exist.